I would like to introduce Mr. Scott Gingold, who's going to talk to us about Startup Weekend Orlando. Okay, forward, backward, laser.
Forward, backward.
Yep.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me here today. Appreciate the opportunity. No pitch. I was going to talk about this yo-yo business I wanted to start. No, just kidding. So before I get into Startup Weekend Orlando, I'm fortunate Eric is here too. He is obviously one of the committee organizing Startup Weekend Orlando. So any questions that I can't answer, I'm sure he can too, because I'm the newest member of the Startup Weekend Orlando team, but not new to Startup Weekend. So as mentioned, my name is Scott Gingold. A little bit about me. I started my career as a first responder, EMS, thought that would be my life. But after getting shot at enough times and stabbed once in good old Newark, New Jersey, I said there has to be a better life for me. So I joined corporate America, and those were the good old days of corporate America. Now some of you are laughing and going, good old days, corporate America? Those were the days. Now remember, I'm not as young as any of you guys or ladies. Coaching and mentoring was easy. So finding people to help you along your path was pretty easy for me and for many people. And I did really well in corporate America, but I had something inside me that was pulling me in a different direction, and that was family businesses. Because of the fact that my mom and dad had a family business and continued to work together for a minute even after their divorce, I watched what they built, I learned from it. I remember the dining room discussions all the time. Pass the peas, pass the potatoes. How the hell are we going to fix marketing? Where are we going to get started? Where are we going to get more capital to expand? And it always stuck with me. So then I took jobs in different family businesses. I wanted to see how they did it. I wanted to learn about their dysfunction. I wanted to learn it all. And I did. And from there, my wife and I launched our first business some 40 years ago, and since then we have built and successfully exited 7 different businesses over 40 years. Every one of them was different. Most recently was cybersecurity IT, before that was a market research company, blah, blah, blah. So all different fields and all different spaces for us. I'm still the new kid here in Florida. I got here, and you're going to think this is funny when I say the new kid. I got here September of 2022. Why am I the new kid? Got here September 2022, about 8 days before my granddaughter was born, and started my new company, number 8. My wife retired because she's more evolved than I am. Retirement's not my thing. And one thing led to another, and my son and daughter-in-law came to me and said, hey, can you help in our business 10 hours a week? If you're guessing what happened next, don't guess too long. 10 became 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 rather quickly. And I helped them for till January of this year. So I didn't meet anybody here in Central Florida or anywhere for that matter because I was so engrossed in their business. In the middle of that, I opened my big damn mouth and said, we need to insource manufacturing. So guess who was building a manufacturing facility in Georgia? Me. So, and then putting people, process, procedures, and systems into place. Dad got tired of working 70 hours a week, only looking to work part-time, 35 or 40 is cool, 5 days a week, not 7. So I found my replacement, put her in place. Other things to know about me, I've been involved in over 70 nonprofit organizations during the course of my lifetime, and also former Division I college soccer coach, and last but not least, just try and help organizations like this. I was a business radio talk show host, syndicated for about 3 years, did that too, and it was all about trying to help startups and others get launched. So I've been involved, Startup Weekend Orlando is new to me, but not Startup Weekend in general. And I was kind of thinking back when I really got involved in Startup Weekend. And my wife gently said to me last night, you do know you're a hoarder, right? Now to clarify this, I'm a collector, not a hoarder, and it's of t-shirts. So there's a reason why I'm dressed like a bum today. My first t-shirt, Startup Weekend, 2013 is the first time. Rupert was wondering why I dressed like a bum today. Anyway, So that was my first experience with Startup Weekend. I was fortunate, when I got involved, I was involved with Lehigh University, and then the fine folks who run Startup Weekend asked me, hey, would you go out to LA next year? Would you go to Chicago next year, Boston the following year? And I was thrilled to do it, happy to do it. So when I got here to Orlando and got myself situated, that's when I made connection with Rajiv, who runs, I guess, is the head, if you will, of Startup Weekend Orlando. And he said, hey, you want to join us on the organizing committee? I was like, sure. So here I am presenting this. First of all, is there anyone not familiar with Startup Weekend in general? Okay, awesome. Oh, good, I used the slide thing right. A+. Anyway, I'm not going to go through this again. I already said it, so I won't bore you with those details. Probably should have done that when I did it. But anyway, Techstars Startup Weekend. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's a 3-day program. It's really intense. Starts Friday, goes through Sunday, and it is really intense. This is nationwide, by the way. All throughout the country on the same date, this event goes on. And it is really an incredible event. You know, it's 150 countries, 428,000 last count, and I'm sure it's more than that, participants in this. And again, this is where you get to experience startup life in hundreds of cities around the world. Some college students here, you know, maybe you've not been experienced. Even if you're not going to enter this, even if you're not going to present, I encourage you to come as a observer, someone to learn. This is a great educational opportunity. We're going to get to tickets in a bit because we will pitch for tickets. I'm allowed to do that.
That's okay.
That's okay.
But we get them from free for here.
Okay. Eric, you make a note of that. I'm not.
But nobody's really just a spectator, though, right?
No, everybody gets involved in some way.
Don't tell them that.
Shh. Shh. Thanks, Rupert. Anyway, 54-hour weekend event where groups of entrepreneurs, developers, marketing gurus, and graphic artists work together to launch new startups. I'm confident this year we'll probably see more and more AI people involved in this thing too. So I'm sure that'll be the emerging thing. You know till you know, but that will be really interesting. I didn't write that slide. You all form teams on the spot and work to develop a working prototype demo presentation and pitch by Sunday night. There are judges, there's coaches, there's mentors, there's people who guide you along the path. So when you see that says teams on the spot, you may not know him, but all of a sudden now you come together because you have a common theme of an idea. And from that, as the teams come together, you refine that idea and you make it work. You come up with your plan, you come up with your pitch, you refine it and present it. Experience startup life in a single weekend. What I love about those 54 hours is, you know, listen, you've got, many of you are startups, you know, sleep is optional, food is optional, let's be honest, you know. Talked about your day starting, my day started at 3:45 this morning. You know, and I'm not a startup, but that's, when you own a business, it's kind of like a boat, right? The best day is when you get it, next best day is when you sell it. We said that 7 times and somehow I'm still doing the same thing. Anyway, again, 30,000 teams formed, 250,000 alumni community members. I want to talk about alumni for a minute. As it relates to Startup Weekend or any alumni, I don't know if any of you went to college, were part of your alumni association, but it is powerful. I mentioned before, I was a Division I college soccer coach at Lafayette College in Easton, PA. And with all due respect to Lafayette, at the time I was there many years ago, tuition was about $45,000 a year. I'm not really, today I can only imagine what it might be. I'm not sure it was worth $45,000 a year, but what I do know for sure is the alumni connections and the associations and affiliations. My son is a Penn State grad, and I can tell you that the connections he made have served him really well in all of his businesses. So again, this is the same concept. You are going to meet people that you didn't meet before, not only your fellow participants, but Startup Week in Orlando brings in the best of the best as far as entrepreneurs for judging, coaching, mentoring, support. you're going to make connections that you didn't have before. And if you treat them like a garden and tend to it, those connections will last you forever and a day. 150 countries, 3,000 events to date. Local teams here in Orlando have won global competitions, created dozens of jobs, and raised tens of millions of dollars in funding. It's a little unique. I mean, again, for 54 hours, and imagine that kind of success. The winner from Orlando will go on to compete regionally and nationally. This is so cool. It's a great opportunity. This was not around when I started my first business, I can tell you that. Or if it was, I certainly didn't know about it. So, discount code, sorry. If you want to get involved in Startup Weekend, it's, as I say, a 54-hour event. There's a QR code. You get a discount code too. Right there. So 1MC. I encourage you to participate. Again, this is not a, let me step out of the way, see somebody scanning. This is not a pitch. You know, this is an opportunity for you to learn, grow, foster relationships, and mentor connections. It's really, really important for you, especially if you're just starting out, or maybe you're facing some challenges and you want to learn from other people. 1 million cups coming to this event is critical. It's so important to make these connections here, but make them everywhere. Make them in opportunities. Again, this is a once-a-year event. Fortunately, 1 million cups Orlando's every week. So you can keep growing your garden, but at the same time, do events like this. That's the last slide, right? Questions, happy to take them.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You said this every week?
No, this is once a year, 1 million cups Orlando, or, I'm sorry, Eric, go ahead.
Is it 2 times a year?
Yes.
2 times, sorry, okay. I get a demerit now. 2 times a year. 1 million cups Orlando, this forum is every week.
Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. By the way, impressive background, and most impressive is that t-shirt from 2013 still fits.
Actually, a true story, I'm even more proud, I'll tell you why. It's a double XL, I only wear XL now. I lost like 67 pounds, so it's like, that's why it's tucked in, honestly. If you don't want to see it bunched up in the back, but thank yous very much.
Impressive.
Yeah, my wife doesn't think so. She looks in my closet and sees rows and rows of t-shirts, but we won't go there. She somehow tolerated me for 45 and a half years. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I got it up here.
Oh, okay.
What type of small business did your family own?
So, Newark, New Jersey, mom and dad had jewelry stores and also commercial real estate business.
Awesome. So cool. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
Ray, go ahead.
The question is, I heard that kids are allowed,
True.
and I wanted to confirm with you, and what are the conditions, under what conditions, or is it just all the same general? Just bring them? Okay, all right. And
What
so-
else can I
For
answer?
them to learn.
Okay.
All right.
Happy to answer any other questions.
Yes, can you just describe, I guess, like a typical day at one of these events? Like, are there like guest speakers that come in to talk, or are we just like no holds barred? We're just meeting with, I guess, those partners and.
Yes, there will be guest speakers there, and again, from every industry within those spaces. It's predominantly tech related, obviously, but you're going to find people that, again, you have not met before that are going to be speaking. Also, during the meals, there'll be speakers, and you can have sidebar conversations with those same people too. You know, you can pull them aside and say, hey, I'd really like your opinion on this, or I'm thinking about that, and get their feedback. But yes, it's a fast-moving program. You're not just like form a team, see you Sunday night for the judging. It will be an opportunity to hear from a lot of different people with a lot of different backgrounds. Yes, sir.
Just logistically, I was just looking at the schedule. Are you all now kicking people out overnight? It looks like the space shuts down at 10:30. Do you make them go home? I've been before and like people camped out, and I'm like, that's a little much. You need some sleep.
I don't know that they.
Age where we need that sleep, so yes, you're going home.
Okay, very good. Is it like an unofficial kick out? I think they did that to us actually too, and people just ignored it.
It depends on the rule here, because it is here.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
In this room, yeah.
It depends on the rule that,
No, I that's good. Honestly, when we did our team, we told them we're at a good spot. Everybody go home, get some sleep. We're going to come back early and go again. And the people that stayed all night looked very haggard in the morning.
I take the attitude of you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right?
You know, you should go home. Don't be me. Get more than 4 hours sleep a night, but you got to go home at some point.
I just wanted to offer up support. I'm a reporter here, and I've been here for 11 years. I've been covering Startup Weekends for that length of time, and it's one of the coolest events that I go to ever. Every time I go, it's brand new. There's been real companies that raise, as you said there, I want to put a finer point on that, millions of dollars out of Orlando because they met at a Startup Weekend, and they became this actually one of the startup darlings of Orlando. So I'm happy to answer questions too if anyone had just from my experience, but really, really encourage you all to go check it out and see if it's for you, because the very mini elevator pitch is you build a business in a weekend. That means you learn everything about building a business, obviously in a microdose, but in one weekend. So it's a really great learning experience. Just want to support you on that.
Thank you very much. So I will confess to you that, you know, I didn't realize how much of a tech hub Orlando is until I met Rupert. And we were talking about, and he educated me on a lot of things. I mean, I just didn't know the breadth of it and the you know, the opportunities here. And it's pretty incredible to me what I see. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have another question. When we go to Startup Weekend and sign up for the tickets, what we should go prepare with? What kind of materials we should bring? What kind of mindset we should bring?
Well, first of all, obviously you want to bring, old school, sorry, paper, pen, notebook. You want to bring your computer. Eric, what else am I missing?
Kind of it.
Really, that's,
Stay hydrated.
stay hydrated. Be like Scott, drink water.
Like a full day of work.
Water, no beer.
Yeah.
But the attitude.
And also,
But you don't have to, I mean, to that point, right? You don't have to come in with an idea. You don't have to come in with a team. You might have an idea that you want to kind of form together and get some people behind, but you can just come in blank slate, willing to help and bring your skills to other people.
another big thing, and I know we're going to get to your question one second, and then to you, sir. Another big thing is come with the right attitude. Listen, I've been blessed to do a lot of things in my life, but I learn something new every day, and I tell everyone, I don't have all the answers, but I do know most of the questions. Come in with that attitude, like, here, I'm here to learn. Check the ego at the door. I'm not saying any of you have it, but do check your ego at the door. I learn something new every day. And don't be afraid to learn something at this event, and encourage yourself to learn something. Challenge yourself to learn something. Yes, sir.
This is exciting. So Techstars Startup Week in Orlando, and then below Startup Week in Orlando. I'm wondering about the parameters as far as the scope of what, like the breadth of business startups. Like, is this specifically focused around certain aspects of tech, or is it tech, non-tech,
it's
hybrid, or?
It's tech in general, but you may come in with an idea, like this box, and then all of a sudden you're sitting next to someone and you're telling them that and say, have you thought, and you may pivot right then and there based on what they're saying to you or other people that you're talking to, or coaches or mentors. So no, it's tech, the big bubble, if you will. And you, again, be prepared though to pivot based on what you're learning.
Cool, thank you.
I'll get to you 1 second, sir. Yes, sir.
You got to use the mic for Zoom, guys.
Okay, if he goes first, you can pass it back down.
Go ahead, Scott.
Well, I've participated and I've mentored for a number of years as well at Startup Weekend, and I want to say there's one thing that you didn't say that they need to bring. You need to bring an open mind and an attitude of, I'm willing to learn from other people, even if I'm allegedly the one in charge of my group. You need to be open to new ideas, and that will make things go really, really smooth for you.
Well said.
Want to pass this up?
Send that down to Sean.
And then there's one in the back after that.
No, I mean, once you come to this meeting, I would say it's a precursor of going to your meeting, because you have to bring an open mind here when you come every day.
Yeah.
But as
well
long
said.
as you do this, you make a lot of friends.
Well said, sir.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll hand it to this gentleman right here.
Thank you very much. My name is Sean Schanbach. I'm in business for more than 6 decades. This is one of the best things happening in Central Florida, all over the globe actually. But this is the best thing. He used the word attitude. We can teach you everything under the sun, not an attitude. It's yours. You have to come up with an open mind, and you are willing to listen, kind of a thing. And I'm in this business for a long time. The best thing that you can do is your idea, come up with a one slide and 1 minute elevator pitch. That brings you where you want to be. The elevator pitch will force you to think openly and come up with a thing, and that's where the beginning starts for everybody. If you get anybody needs help, I will help you out on that. Okay? Thank you.
Perfect. And also to take that one step further, like Rod's talked about, where do you go, right here? You should be able to tell what you do in 6 words or less. If somebody says, what do you do? Hold on.
So I joined this event last time. So I really high recommend to everybody to join this event. But my question is about after this event, how to make your project continue. That is very important. I know lots of people have a good idea and had a good presentation on the stage, but it is not a MVP. And after that, you have to continue. And how can you figure out the especially high-tech, especially expertise, handle have this kind of skill to handle this high-tech project? This is my question. For example, I work on my own apps, but it is really hard to find the especially expertise to handle these issues to help you to figure out everything. Yeah, this is my question.
So for some people, the journey will end on Sunday night. They're not moving forward to the next step. Let me course correct that, though, and say this. You go to the next step by, again, the people you've now met in this room, or I guess it will be this room. Anyway, the people that are also participating like yourself, but also these coaches and mentors. If you really want to move your idea forward, the idea doesn't necessarily stop Sunday night. It just means, again, that pivot, regrouping, finding people who are like-minded, finding maybe you need a coach or a mentor who's willing to volunteer some time if you're not in a position to compensate them for it, and get help putting that idea forward. So I encourage you, I've seen people walk out of the room dejected, and I usually pull them aside and say, stop, this doesn't end here. You keep the ball rolling. You keep it going if you want to succeed in this. Yes, sir.
Hi, Michael Martin. So just a quick plug. I did it last year. I've done it 3 times. If you place, you get to do Starter Studio and keep it going. But I have an MBA, but I learned more in that 3-day weekend on how to start a business than all that money paid for the MBA. And the thing that I did last year, I took third at Starter Studio, and we're up and running.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
I'm still looking for a business coach, so.
All right, great stuff. So I feel
Anyone
like
else?
Phil Donahue running up and down the stairs.
You got your steps in for the day.
Hey, that's it.
Any other questions before I get out of the way
So,
here?
well, we're going to
Oh, that's
move
right.
to the next thing. So just last question then, what else can we, as the Orlando community of 1 million cups do to help you further promote this and
Spread the word. Thank you for that question. Spread the word. I mean, again, this is just a great opportunity that, is not, this is an awesome organization. This is weekly, though. This is not, Startup Weekend is obviously not every week. Pass the word. The discount code, I'm not saying you should give it to everyone, but I'm just saying it's up there. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get in trouble, but pass the word.
Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Scott. All right. You
Appreciate
can
it.
stay right here. Let's not move this chair.
Thank you.
Okay. So Scott, you can ask Scott more stuff, but we're going to have a Ask the Mentor session. We haven't done this for a while, but if you have questions about starting a business or where you are in your business currently, what are you having struggles with, what do you need introductions to, whatever it happens to be, ask away. Not yet. Give me a second. All right, so just ask away, and then what we'll do is we'll let the mentors explain to you what they do, or what you can do to do that. So I'm going to have them have 30 seconds and just introduce themselves and what their expertise is.
Hi, my name is Rob Aylesworth. I own Aylesworth Financial Solutions with my gorgeous wife. We also, by the way, plus 1,000 on Startup Weekend. We actually won Startup Weekend over a decade ago. Did not continue with the business. We had a business failure, yay! But made some lifelong friends that we are still tight with.
We also won the follow-up contest too.
Oh, that's right. We did another pitch and we won that too. And it's actually kind of easy to win because most people miss the point. But we're now we should go do this too, even though we have zero time. Back to what we do. So we teach people the new art of living. We presented a couple of weeks ago. What is the new art of living, you ask? It shows people how to have time and money freedom at the same time while also being happy. Because you probably know people with time but no money, money with no time, or the rare person that has both and is miserable at the same time. There's a better way in all of those things. So we help people with that.
Awesome. I'm Scott Hill. I've just launched Proxinia, which is a startup accelerator for the hospitality industry. Welcome to our Rosen College folks. And I am partnering pretty heavily with Rosen College and with other organizations here in town. I just finished my first cohort last week, where we took 6 founders from idea to MVP, much like Startup Weekend, only stretched out over 8 weeks and less psychotic, but just as intense.
It's a great word.
And I am going to be launching another cohort for that same program, idea to MVP, next month. And then by the end of the year, we'll do another one, which is not necessarily a linear track from that, but it would be traction and MRR to seed funding. So if you have any questions about what an accelerator is, what it does, and my background is all over the place, but I've been involved in the startup world for about 6 years now and very, very excited about it.
Thanks, Scott. I'm humbled to be on this panel of esteemed colleagues. And my name is Rupert Magnot from Orlandopreneur. We create startup machines. Our mission is to increase the quantity and quality of investable startups and small businesses in Central Florida. We run the most popular community, startup and small business community in Orlando. We just had an event. We have a monthly event, third Monday of every month. The last one was this last Monday. We had 143 people at the Aloft in Lake Nona. Next month it's going to be up in Altamont. And I was on the team the year after we brought Startup Weekend to Orlando, and I've been on the 2 global winner teams from Startup Weekend, and was a mentor and everything else. It's just it's been an excellent experience. I strongly encourage any one of you who's interested in just starting a business, don't know if you want to get an idea as to what it's like. That is a hell of a boot camp in one weekend.
That's a great one.
So I'll just add, so I came here in 2022 unexpectedly, as I mentioned. Honestly, I thought I was going to stay in the last business another 3 to 5 years. And we were building a someday house here. Our son and daughter-in-law moved here before the pandemic. And we used to come down every 6 weeks, long weekend. And in the framed out house, we learned we were going to be grandparents. So my wife looked at me lovingly, said, "Nice knowing you. I'll be in Florida if you need me." So I spent the next 6, 7 months commuting every single week, every Friday, every Sunday. The only one happy about it was Allegiant Airlines. They saw me at seat 2A faithfully every week. So that's how I ended up here. Really happy to be here in Central Orlando, even though it was a little bit of a surprise, to say the least. But so my chief role today is my granddaughter's playmate. I saw enough Paw Patrol in the last 5 days to last me. I can quote almost any episode if you ask. I think I'm an aficionado on that now.
Awesome.
Okay, so we had a question to start back here.
You can just repeat the question up front.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, what's your question?
Well, most of you know me. My biggest thing is Autoshops.com is up and running now. I need to find a way to either get revenue or funding to keep my team of 10 developers working. So
Tell them real quick. So what's the name of the company again?
the name of the company is Autoshops.com.
Okay, and what specifically are you doing?
So when your check engine light comes on,
Yeah.
you got to find an auto shop. Some people wait till it gets brighter. What we do is plug that device into your car's computer, or you go to O'Reilly's, get the code, put it on the cloud, and auto shops will bid on fixing your car.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
All right. So did you get that? So he's looking for,
Can we pass this around?
how does he set up
What
relationships?
Question back to you. What are you doing right now to raise money, and what has worked and what hasn't?
exactly.
So what are you doing right now to raise money?
No money.
Nothing.
Paying for everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right now, it's a Google wrapper, so if you go to autoshops.com, put in where you're located, it'll ask you what your, the code is, but then we have to get it to the auto. So we need auto shop to sign up, customers to sign up. We've been a part of 5 startup accelerators. I just need to find out, how do I make money? The thing is, I'd asked a lot of people. I'm in a current startup accelerator with BEI, and I send all my stuff in. Oh, this is great. Can I use it for the class?
So my very simple, very quick answer is you are that person. You are the person who will evangelize best for your business, and you are the person that has to go find that money. Write down just a website, bradblazer.com. He's raised Brad, BRAD, BLAZER.com. He's raised over $2 billion for all sorts of things. He has coaching that he will charge you for. The $1,500 version that you can get the discount code on, I found was perfectly fine. He teaches a 21-day trust cycle that gets you from I cold call you to maybe I want to give you money in 3 weeks. I found it very, very useful in my business. That's the non-technical version. The people who raise a lot of money probably have better ideas.
Repeat the name again?
Brad Blazer, BRAD, BLAZER. It's either E or A.
Founders Institute.
Yeah, so there's an exhaustible supply of those organizations, okay? I'm of the mind that nobody's going to invest in you unless you've got traction.
Right.
Okay? So that means generate revenues first. So what is your business model in a few words?
So right now, our MVP is a Google wrapper. What RepairPal did for Yelp, what you do for Google, RepairPal sold for $80 million. I'm trying to add other services. So what Dealer.com did for dealerships, they exited at $1 billion. SEO and all that, I'm adding that now. So we're trying to add a bunch of services.
Right. Okay, well, hold up right there. Hold up right there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You have a minimum viable product. Keep it minimum.
That's not generating revenue though.
Well, then it's a solution looking for a problem. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to pick the service that solves a problem. All right? And then focus only on that and validate it and get, is it a subscription model or what is it?
So the thing is for autoshops.com, we got to get the auto shops. So how do we get the auto shops?
By bringing them value.
Well, you got to bring them value, and the value to them is customers.
So I want to answer that real quick.
That's the big thing. How do we get it? So what I mean.
So you need to approach the dealerships or the places that you want to work with on the shops as a marketing play. They're marketing through you. Your service is dispersing to your consumer, right?
So I got all that. I've been through 5 startup accelerators. The issue is I need that one thing.
Okay, Mike.
All great information.
Right, so what
But
one
the
thing?
thing that I'm stuck on is finding that one product.
Mike,
Yes, sir.
you need to stop going through accelerators and you just need to do the thing.
I
Who
agree with
writes you the check?
Who writes the check?
The customer. Who is your customer?
Right.
Who is your customer?
No, so if I knew the answer, I would say, that's what I.
Okay, then that is your biggest problem. You need to know who your customer is and what the problem they have you solve. Nothing out, literally nothing else matters. And this is for everybody. If you don't know who your customer is, if you don't know who writes you the check, not an investor, the customer, who's going to write you a check once, every month, every year, however that's going to work. If you don't know who that is and what problem you solve for them,
Then you don't have a business.
then you don't have a business.
I understand that.
Okay.
My question to you guys is, how can I get that one thing?
That, he just gave it to you.
No, no.
What's the problem you solve?
What?
Who's gonna pay?
Mike, what's the problem that you solve?
No, wait, stop.
No.
Stop saying you understand because you're not hearing what we're saying.
I heard what he said.
What do we say?
What did we say?
I'm in another, so I need to find.
Scott, anything?
Who's going to pay me? That's what
Your
I need
customer,
help with.
that's what he just said. Who's
Yeah,
your
so
customer?
I think what you're misunderstanding here, yes,
Identify
we understand.
that person. He needs your help for you to help him figure out who his customer is. Don't tell him to figure out who his customer is. He knows that. He wants you.
Okay, you're
No,
you're either getting money from the person who needs their car fixed or
The auto shop.
the auto shop
auto
that
shop.
fixes the car.
Right.
One or the other. There's nowhere else that
So the
money's
question
coming
back to
from.
you, Mike,
Auto
is
shops or
who do you want to charge money? The auto shops or the consumer?
or
Who
the
do you
parts
want to choose,
supplier,
Barney?
Or the revenue you get from
Okay,
that. There's
awesome. There's 4 more people. Who do you, Mike,
42
want to charge money?
Vertical
Who do
revenue
you
check.
want? Who do you want to pay you?
And what's the, you can't, listen,
Somebody else asked a question.
listen, you,
I totally get it. You're right. You could charge any of those people money. You could make money off of all of those people.
Who do I get first?
You pick.
It's up to you.
Pick one.
Yeah, you,
So let me ask you another question. Based on the platform that you have built today, your minimum viable product, who do you feel is most likely to find lots of value in that and give you lots of money for it?
Exactly.
Say auto shop.
An auto, Mike, there's auto shop.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on,
So
I got the
Scott,
answer for you.
so
Scott's got something.
you really, listen, I know you want us to tell you which is the answer.
No, I'm asking for, how do I find a person to join my team so we can.
You don't. It's you knocking on, let's pretend for a moment it's auto shops, right? Or the auto repair places. You going door to door, knocking on those doors, but keep going every
What did they
day.
ask?
So 73 auto shops.
And
And what are they telling
what did they
you?
tell you?
So they love the idea, but how do I get it started? I don't have any auto shops. I'm just connecting to it.
You went through 73 of them.
168,000 independently owned auto shops.
Right.
I have all the statistics, all this data. My thing is, how do I get?
So those auto shops, when you talk to them, what did they say about when they would be willing to give you money? What did they need from you to give you money?
So they all need something different. There's not just one auto shop. You got people like Cat Boys. They don't need anything from us yet.
Okay.
168,000 independently owned auto shops.
Yeah.
You got people who,
They're doing just fine. They don't need you.
they all have different services. I have 90 plans.
But what is the category of thing that they're willing to pay you for?
Something different.
Like what? What are some examples?
what's the through line?
Listen,
What's the common denominator amongst all of them?
There is no.
There is a common
Then you
denominator.
don't have a business, Mike. If you can't find a problem to solve, then you don't have a business.
So here's
I'm sorry.
here's an overall lesson for everybody that sounds so terrible and counterintuitive, but is absolutely the case. Every one of your answers is going to be wrong. Just live in that world. Pick something, do that thing until the marketplace says this is a terrible idea and don't do it anymore. And then pick something else and start again and start again and start again. No, in the same business, any of these ways that you can make money, pick one of it and run it to the ends of the earth. Go all in on it. Every decision you make is going to be wrong until you play it out and they say that it's right. But making the decision correct is not important. Making a decision and sticking to it is important.
I'm doing that now.
and the biggest thing you bring to the auto shop, by the way, is one of the biggest things you can bring them is new business.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Pep Boys. Manny, Mo, and Jack would love to have new customers. And if I'm a consumer and I know, if I go to Manny, Mo, and Jack at Pep Boys, not only can I get the parts I need, but also I'm going to get new revenue that I didn't have.
The thing is
Let me lay it down for you.
it's to a customer.
Mark, let me lay it down for you, if I can have a minute or so. Number one, there is the common denominator amongst all thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of auto shops on earth is the customer. They all have a customer that needs their services that is in that field, automotive repair, okay? That's the common denominator. That's what they all look for, right? So how do you get them? It's the chicken or the egg, okay? So what you do, you went to 73 or 74 locations. You've talked to them, right? Tell them, is your app's up and running? It's ready to go? Everything's working?
The MVP is up, which is the Google wrapper.
Okay.
So if you search for an auto shop.
Right. So then you offer them a trial period.
Yeah, we're gonna have a premium model.
Okay. You offer them a trial period, say 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and say, we're gonna list you on here. All we ask in return is that if somebody comes to you, then you pay us a piece of that.
Confirmed.
Okay, good. Okay. Now you've got the shops. And then you go to the customers and start marketing. These are the shops, right?
It's the current plan, but
Okay, but what? But what?
so
Now you market to the customer or to the end user.
It's one of those things when you're starting something like this, you're gonna have to knock on a lot of doors before you start getting, because you're offering something that's not out there. So you need to come up with a very simple pitch, something like, hey, if I could increase your revenue by X, or if I could bring you in 20 new customers every month for $30 a month, is that something you'd like to have a conversation about?
Actually,
Well, I'm gonna pull back away from the traditional sales model that you're going down there, and I'm gonna stop browbeating Mike because he's a nice guy, he's a good friend, and I like him a lot, and I don't want him to walk out of here feeling like he's in a beaten to a bloody pulp. What I do want to say, and I'm not going to disparage any other accelerators out there, because they are all great in their own way and what they do. I can speak to mine. If you get out of my accelerator program and you haven't answered the question, who is my customer and what problem do I solve for them, then I have done a crappy job running my accelerator. Okay, so that's first. In doing that and answering that question, what I will tell people is, I don't care what your solution is. I really honestly don't. Because if you can't identify the problem that you solve, what percentage of businesses fail? Mike or Mark?
95.
Yeah. Mark. What do you suppose the problem there is? They don't know what the problem is. So, or they don't know how the problem connects to their solution, or they don't know why the customer gives a shit about their solution.
Mike, the biggest thing right now is you're in your own head. I mean, and I get it, right? You're spending all kinds of money, all kinds of time. You feel like you're a hamster on the wheel. You're in your own head, and you're going to have to find somebody, some sort of coach, some sort of mentor, something that you can, because you can't go to an accelerator. You can't go to anybody for any money right now. You got to get out of your head. That's easier said than done. I understand that. We've all been there in business at one point or another. We get in our head and we find ourselves in this bad place. But the first step I personally suggest, get a coach, get a mentor, get somebody that's willing to give you some time, if you can't afford to pay for it, pro bono, to help you along the path.
And I'll second that and say what you can do right now, and this is going to sound stupid and hokey, but it literally changed our lives. What you want to do is you want to take a sheet of blank paper and you want to write down autoshops.com. What is my grand vision for how that lays out in as much detail as possible? You want to read that. If you've got it, fantastic. So here's what you're missing then. You need to read that sheet of paper out loud with feeling and emotion every single day, because what happens is it's in your logical brain. You need to force it into your subconscious. And when you force in your subconscious that says, I am the CEO of autoshops.com, that is a $1 billion corporation that is going to take over the world, then your daily actions will follow that step. But literally, you need to visualize that every single day. You need to take quiet time to think about that every day, and that will help you get out of your headspace and say, listen, these are just problems to be solved. These are not things to be
nervous or worried about. And what's happening right now is you know what you want to do, but you haven't believed that you are already that person. So those two ideas are fighting in your emotions, and that's getting in the way of what you want to accomplish.
We're running out of time.
Yeah. We've got so much.
But say that every morning, first thing in the morning and
Yes.
before you go to bed at night.
Sets your whole day and
we have
everything.
we have another question up here.
And the lady back there.
Last question.
Just adding to that, exactly what he's saying, and if this is your passion, if this is someone that's not out there yet, I know you already feel bloodied and just feel like you were doing everything.
Oh, it's just getting started.
No kidding.
You have to keep going. And I don't know if you've read the book, Three Seats of O's. If you ever heard that book, if you read that book, you know about that book. If you haven't heard that book, you haven't read that book, please look it up or find it and read that book, 3 Feet from Gold.
Yep, great suggestion. We got
in the back.
And Lynn, back there, had a question.
Okay, so my question still is about how can you find the especially expertise to fit to solve your problem, like when you do a software development, you have to find the special person to handle this issue. How can you find that?
The best thing is to find other people who've had the same work done for them that they like, okay? Because I got good news and bad news for you. Everybody's an expert. That's the good news and that's the bad news, right? So, like I said, find somebody you trust that has hired those services, and that's a start, but that's not necessarily going to help tremendously because they might not even know what they're doing and what they were asking and so forth, let alone, if they don't know what the requirements and goals are for the software that they needed to develop, then, of course they're going to be happy. You come to the events, you come to these events. There's a lot of us in here. Who in here is an IT developer or works in development? There you go.
But actually, from my way, I joined a lot of events. When I talk to them, actually they are in IT area, but they're not especially fit your project.
But then you need to say, but who else in your network is a better connection for me?
So here you are right now. This is your opportunity. What specific IT, it is a room full of amazing people. What's your specific IT specialty you're looking for?
What are you looking
Do
for?
you have a job description?
For example, I'm focused on app development.
Okay.
I have 3 projects. I hired somebody work with me. I hired somebody from Apple.
Sorry, let me pause you. What kind of app, what kind of language, what kind of platform? I'm trying to sell this to the room for you.
Right now, you can talk about that later.
So, for example, front end, we use React Native.
React Native, okay.
Okay, this is one, and we use Scan. So Scan is needed different.
It doesn't. Okay.
What is the app?
My point is, it doesn't matter what the app does. You just need to find the right people that'll do what you want.
Yeah. So anybody in the room knows somebody who programs in React Native? There's a couple of people you need to talk to.
So a bunch of hands went up. I would corral them right after we conclude here.
Yeah.
And talk to them.
Yeah.
Again,
And like
we've
literally
got
every
tactical-
human you come across that says, I'm in IT, say, I need this, this, and this. You know anybody who's great? And they may say yes, they may say no. But you get there with all these things. You get to what you want by telling the world what it is you need.
And a key, what you have to do in today's market is have a job description that's very detailed.
Very, very clear.
And then have a test. Have them take a test. And if they pass the test, they're in. If they don't pass the test, don't waste your time.
And I know somebody you need to talk to. All right, we got to go. Okay, it's 9 o'clock.
But listen, I will hang around and answer any Paw Patrol questions, Elmo lullabies, or Miss Rachel. I'm pretty fluent there too. Just saying.
And I gotta throw one back. Mike, you're doing an incredible job, sir. You are the tall poppy. You're the one who stepped up and say, I'm gonna take this on. It is incredibly hard work. You should be super proud of yourself. I have nothing but incredible vision for your future. You can be amazing. You have everything that you need to do it.
and you can just go do it. So keep at it, man. It's all suck all the way up, but you're doing an amazing job, and don't let even though we ragged on you a little bit, don't let anybody take anything away from you.
And don't forget the entrepreneur's creed. We don't do this because it's easy. We do it because we thought it would be easy.
The other part of that creed, by the way, is the other part of that creed is keep the Maalox, the aspirin, and the Pepto-Bismol handy at all times.
Yeah.
So that's great. So we had some great nuggets. I'm going to give you all another book that you want to read, which can help with things like what Mike was talking about. It's called The Slight Edge. It's written by a guy named Jeff Olson, and it's changing your philosophy on your day-to-day things that you need to do to get where you want to get to, because it is a grind. It takes time. And then if you need help with branding, talk with Eric. He's just put out his new personal branding on personal branding and things you need to do there. So thank you all, gentlemen, for your help and input.
Pleasure.